So here we go. Table ambassador journey. We all kind of know what an ambassador does. When you think about the United Nations and the 190 nations that make up the UN, and you think about the 6 official languages of the United Nations, you think of diversity, you think of inclusion, you think of ambassadors having the ability to do what? Interface with all different types of individuals, yes or no? So informationally, we know that. We have a certain amount of knowledge. We've got to make good judgment decisions because we want to make sure that we do what? We embrace people. We don't disenfranchise them. We're going to talk in a few minutes about not engaging in micro-inequities. Anybody know what a micro-inequity is? Micro-inequity. Okay, we're going to get to it in just a few minutes. And of course, wisdom. I'm a big believer that everyone in this room, including me, can be coached up. We're all lifelong learners. What does that mean to you? We can be coached up.
That we can be taught something new.
Absolutely. That we should be able to be on the receiving end of coachable and teachable moments. Is that a bad thing, a good thing, or just a thing?
It's a great thing.
It's a great thing. Okay, wonderful. Okay, somebody read that caption for us, nice and loud.
Are you this table ambassador?
Okay, now, Charlotte, because you're the closest to this Exhibit A, who is that creature?
Garfield.
Garfield. Okay, tell me something about Garfield's body of work. What do you know about him? At least historically.
He's chubby, sleeps a lot, eats.
Chubby, sleeps a lot, and eats. Now, if Garfield walked into a First Mondays event, right, how would you receive Garfield? What would you say to him? Hey, you're smiling. What would you say?
Yeah, just be, how you doing, bud?
How you doing, bud? Anybody else have a different reaction? Amy, what would you say to him?
Come on in, Garfield.
Come on in, Garfield.
Hang out.
All right, everybody entitled to a second chance? Despite what you know about Garfield, which is what Charlotte said, which was accurate?
He's sort of a curmudgeon, isn't
He is, but now he's a table ambassador. So how do you treat him? He's just like you. So what else do you say? Now, do you look at him a little differently? Yes or no? Come on, Claudia.
Absolutely.
Why? Well, first of all, he's a cat. Number 2, he's orange. And how many cats do you know that are vertical? So you know what happens? This table ambassador, Garfield, is really not being embraced by his colleagues. In fact, they're standing off to the side making, really hurtful statements about him. So by the end of his day, he hasn't even started facilitating a table discussion. By the end of the event, this is Garfield. And you know what else? He finally gets a chance to facilitate one of the discussions, but because he doesn't know how to deal with conflict, because everybody are in their fiefdoms and silos, people are backbiting with each other, you've got 2 people monopolizing the conversation. What's going on with Garfield? It's a major stressor for him. And he's internalizing all that conflict. So how many of us have looked like this sometimes in our life?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that's not a good feeling, is it?
Nope.
Okay, and he looks like he's been bamboozled and hoodwinked. And that's not good. So let's move on.